how are you doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Slevtek's Roundtable. Today's guest is Bud Light 6396. How you doing, Bud Light? What's going on with you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Cannot complain. I actually met one of my viewers for the first time today. Literally, I just got back from having brunch with them. It was really cool, man. It's a unique experience to like meet somebody that
Right.
you've met online for the first time in real life. Have you ever done
Yeah,
that, or
that'd be
have you
pretty
ever
cool.
like had like a buddy that you've like gamed with that you ended up like hanging out?
No. I've talked to people like over Facebook, and then come to find out like they were local and met up and stuff like that and hung out that
Yeah.
way, but never through the gaming
Yeah, is that
community.
kind of surreal though? It's a little bit different, isn't it? Like you kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
already know somebody, and then you just haven't actually met them. It's kind of
Right.
fascinating to me. Yeah, it's a unique experience. It was really cool, like super cool guy. The conversation just flowed normally, like we like had hung out a million times. It
Mhm.
was pretty fascinating. But let's talk about you, man. How did you kind of get into streaming? What's your kind of journey into becoming a streamer like?
Um, Honestly, I never really even thought about it um, until like probably maybe about a year ago.
Okay.
Right when the start of Black Ops 4 came out,
Yeah, yeah.
I started watching Spiros's YouTube videos,
Mhm.
and I was like, man, his gameplay was impressive and stuff, and he was running around on a quad with a Spitfire at the time. He
Yeah.
was on
Dude, the
X. He was an X.
Spitfire was
Yes,
nasty at the beginning. Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
was an Xbox player at the time, uh, and I was like, man, I need to get that game. That looks really fun. And I hadn't played Call of Duty since Black Ops 2 at the time,
Okay.
and
Before
so
they
this one
got into
was,
like all the exosuits and things like that.
yeah,
Like around
yeah,
that age. Yeah.
yeah. So this is my first Call of Duty back, and I really enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
Before that, though,
Are you on PlayStation or Xbox now?
well, right now, currently, I'm on Xbox, but
Okay.
like I showed you the stuff here. I got a
Show them real
PS4
quick for
Pro.
those that are watching. Audio experience again. Sorry guys, but what we're looking at is a 25-inch screen. We've got a PlayStation 4 Pro and A40. Does that have the mix amp in it as well?
Yes, it has a mix amp. I got a chat link cable.
Dude, you got the
Um,
setup.
I just bought a. Also, tomorrow my PC will be arriving.
Did you get it
And
pre-built
then,
or are you building it?
yeah, I bought a pre-built one. It's
What company did you go through for that?
I
I
got it
haven't.
on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
So
I haven't heard too
it's
much on like I know there's like Cyber Power and like NZXT and
yeah,
things like that.
I think that's what it is. Let me look real fast. Cyber Power PC,
Yeah.
liquid cooling gaming PC, Intel Core i7, 3.6 gigahertz, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070, Super 8 gig,
You got the super.
16
Jeez.
gigabyte, 16 gigabyte DDR4, 1 terabyte SSD, Wi-Fi ready with Windows 10. What it says. So
Dang,
that'll be
son.
here tomorrow. That'll be here tomorrow.
Dang.
I'm excited about it. I'm
That's
currently a console streamer, so it's gonna be a lot different for me.
dude, you're going up a couple levels, not just one, my man. You got
Yeah,
the 2070 Super. You're gonna be able to game on PC if you want to and stream at the same time.
yeah,
Like,
that's why I really wanted it. Because some people was like, "Well, are you wanting it for gaming, or you wanting it?" Because I'm not very what do you call it, technical.
you're technologically impaired.
Yeah, yeah, there you
We'll
go.
go with that
So
way. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I've been asking a bunch of questions, throughout the community and stuff like that the last few weeks and stuff, and they was like, well, do you want to game through your PC, or are you just going to stream? Because if you're just streaming, you don't need anything real powerful. But
Yeah.
they say you can get away with like probably a $700-800 PC if you're just going to stream through
Yeah.
off your
Not even
console.
that. Yeah.
Through it. Yeah. So, and I was like, no, I said there's some games that I've seen that are coming out for PC that I want to be able to game with. So
Okay. What are those
yeah.
games? What games are you excited for?
The one mainly is Diablo 4. I don't know if
Oh,
you've ever
okay.
heard of it.
I've heard of Diablo. I never got
Yeah,
into it, but I know it's huge. I think there's like
yeah,
even God, what was it? Diablo had like its own currency that like you could buy like in-game items for like a certain
yeah,
amount or whatnot, and it like
yeah.
completely somebody found like a cheat or
Yeah.
whatnot, or like a bypass and made a bunch of money
Right.
off of it.
Yeah.
It was a huge controversy. I think that's what
That
I
was
know of it
actually
from.
Diablo 2 was actually the last PC game that I played, and
Oh,
I
really?
I was pretty addicted to that back in the day.
That's a bit back though. That's like 10
Oh
years,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
At
Dang,
least.
man. So how did you kind of get into gaming then in general? Did you start out on
Um.
PC or did you get like the Super Nintendo?
Yeah. I've had Super Nintendo. I had Atari when I first started. Uh, regular Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and I got a Sega Genesis, Sega Dreamcast. I've had them all
So you've
almost
been a
throughout the
gamer since
years.
day one, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What were your favorite games growing up, or games growing up?
um, I don't really remember anything like as far as the real early ones because I'm almost 33 and my memory
Okay,
sucks. But
I got you.
probably GoldenEye 007 on
Oh, the
N64.
64. Yes, dude, we just
Yeah.
became bros. We just became bros. That was my
Yeah.
game, man.
Yeah,
I
that
was a little
one.
younger than you, but
I remember the gold pistol
yeah,
that
yeah,
was on
yeah.
there. It was like a one shot or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. The Golden Gun.
Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
golden
That was
gun.
like a whole separate playlist.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
of course I've always liked the Mario games on Nintendo and uh, Diddy Kong Racing. I don't know if you ever played that on Nintendo 64.
I didn't, but it's
It
probably
was
similar to
pretty
like
cool.
Mario Kart or whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. Except for
Yeah,
they got boats and airplanes in it too.
yeah. Oh
So
God.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool, man. So you've been kind of gaming for a while. When did you start playing Call of Duty?
I started playing Call of Duty when World at War came out.
Okay.
Um, I played I played that. I was pretty addicted to that, and then I played.
Were you
I think
360 at that point or PS3?
yeah, it was
Okay.
always been Xbox. I bought a PlayStation 2 or 3 way back then,
Uh,
and I just didn't like it,
yeah.
and I ended up selling it probably a week after I bought it.
Oh, that's rough. You hate to see
Yeah.
it.
And I just stuck with Xbox ever since and stuff like that. But now that I'm into the streaming side of things, I know it's a lot more beneficial to. Um, it'll be beneficial to my channel growth
Oh,
if I'm
100%.
on PS4.
Yeah. Well, not only
So
that, but
yeah,
now you're covering all the bases. Oh, your
right.
girlfriend. I think your girlfriend's screaming.
Okay.
Hi. Can she see me?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Oh, you can hear me too, right? Can you hear me? Can she hear me?
Can you hear?
Kind of.
Oh.
A little bit through my headset.
What's up? But
Yeah, it's been a long time. Like I said, World at War, and then it was Modern Warfare after that,
okay.
I believe. So yeah, it's been a long time.
Cool, man. Well, let's talk about your girlfriend. She's right here. What's her name? How long you guys been together? How'd you meet? I want the details, bro.
Her name's Courtney, and
Oh, we got another
uh,
one. We got to. We're bringing it all in. Let's go.
and we've been together almost 5 years.
Okay,
So
nice.
yeah, she's actually starting to get into it herself now.
Get into
She's
gaming?
Yeah, I've had her on the sticks here recently the last couple of weeks.
Okay, on Xbox, I imagine.
Yeah, just she's playing against bots in custom games.
Okay, so
just
Call of
trying
Duty.
Yeah.
How's she liking it?
You guys go. She's loving it. She's liking it. She says
Have a good one. Nice meeting you.
it's an adrenaline rush. She said and all that stuff.
Okay,
She's having a good time.
cool. Nice. Yeah, dude. It's I always find it so fascinating when like your significant other plays video games too, because like
Yeah.
that's like my dream. You know, like I'm a hopeless romantic by nature, so like I love like having somebody around. Obviously, you know, I think by nature we're all in kind of that same boat. But I need somebody that I can enjoy, like just chilling out and playing some video games with.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to go to the
Absolutely.
play every weekend. You know, I want to get down and grind some lobbies,
Yeah.
wreck on some noobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
that's my goal.
that's funny, man. So you took a huge leap, though. Like, what made you Is your stream kind of taking off? Or are you kind of taking that leap yourself on getting into that whole setup? Because that's not cheap. Like what those specs? Those specs. It's a pretty expensive PC, and you're also getting the PlayStation, new monitors, whole setup.
Yeah, I'm also getting a Scuff. The Elgato will be here Tuesday. Then I'm
Okay.
getting a Stream Deck as well.
Okay.
That might have to wait a little bit, but
You're going
everything.
full send on it though, man.
Yeah, it's something I'm really taking seriously, and I really enjoy. I'm not super big, you know. I average anywhere between like 3 to 15 viewers
Sure.
each time, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But like I said, I want the experience for the viewer to be as best as possible,
100%.
and I feel like investing a little bit into it is going to help that. So
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's
I
really
don't know
cool.
if you know what cryptocurrencies are, but I've been into cryptocurrencies the last few years, and they kind of I had a few $1,000s invested,
Okay.
and they kind of they're kind of like stocks almost. They
Yeah,
go
yeah,
up and
yeah.
down,
Like
fluctuate in
Bitcoin and
value.
whatnot. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so they kind of I was like down quite a bit, a couple $1,000s. So they're starting to go back up right now, and so I was like right at the break even mark.
Okay.
So I sold out, and I was like, I'm just going to take that money
Yeah.
and invest it into something that I can actually hold and touch
And use. Yeah.
and use. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, that's awesome. Are you not just like a kid in a candy shop right now, like, or like
Yeah,
the day before Christmas, like all your presents are getting here, and you gotta set
yeah,
it up?
exactly. I can't wait to set it all up. I'm not very, like I said, I'm not very technically inclined,
Sure.
if that's how you want to put it. So I'm gonna definitely need some help getting everything set up. And like I said, I'm streaming right off the console, so I don't know anything about OBS or
Yeah.
any of that stuff. But I do have a friend, an IRL friend. He's also a streamer, and he has a massive setup, and he's planning on coming over and helping me get
Oh,
it
so you'll have
all together.
hands-on
So
like help.
yeah,
That'll be very nice. I was just gonna say
yeah,
like YouTube, like even like you can use me as a resource if you need to. But if you have somebody that is gonna come in and kind of help you get it situated, dude, that's the number one
oh yeah.
way to go. But dude, that's exciting, man. There's a lot kind of going on there. Do you have a webcam that you're gonna be using?
I think I'm just gonna use this one. It's a Logitech H1080p.
C920? Is that what
I
it is?
think so.
Yeah, yeah. Does it have like the blue or white like light that pops on when it's on?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Dude, that's what I have two of them. Shout out to Bane for sponsoring the crotch cam. For those who don't know, it's the crotch cam because like I switched to it and it like looks at my crotch before I have to like do push-ups because I get out of my seat and I do 10 push-ups for like followers and subscribers and whatnot. But so are you, with your PC build now, you're saying that you're wanting to kind of dabble in Diablo 4. What other kind of games are you looking at potentially on PC?
Um, I'm not sure. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about the Escape from Tarkov, I think it's called. So
Yes.
I've been thinking about trying that out as well. It looks kind of fun.
Dude, it's awesome.
Looks like something I can get into.
Do you know kind of the premise behind it or how it works?
No, not really, because I've watched some people play it, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not the funnest game to watch.
Sure.
So, but it looks like something that I can sit and play.
Get around, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch if you know what's going on. If
Hmm.
that makes sense. So if you don't understand the game, you're probably not going to enjoy it because like our communities are so kind of dug into the Call of Duty
Yeah.
community that they're expecting fast-paced movement and like
Hmm.
run, gun, kill, whereas this is like the closest to real life simulation that you can get,
Right. Right.
and it's a lot of fun in the way that um, do you kind of know the basis behind it, or are you just kind of seen a couple people play?
Yeah. I know there's like looting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of looting and saving items. I've heard people talking about even Bitcoin farming
Yeah.
on there and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I was like, wow.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
interesting.
crazy. It has such an in-depth like ecosystem to it
Mhm.
that the premise is essentially it's like a post-war Russia, which I mean Russia's always kind of post-war it seems like, but
Right.
but essentially from what I can gather, it's like an EMP went off, an electric magnetic pulse, and all the comms have been like cut out, and there was like a war
Mhm.
going on in Russia, and now there's these PMCs, which are private military contractors that are filtered throughout all of the like the city, and essentially what you have is like you have a hideout where you store all of your stuff, which is called your stash, right? Then you
Mhm.
go into like these like cities or like these maps is what they are, and you go in and you try and get as much loot as you can, and then you try to extract out through an extraction point. The extraction point is on the opposite side of the map. Each map is like 35 minutes long, or the game is. Try and
Right.
get what you can. There's artificial players that are put into the game called scavs. But then some of those scavs can also be real players that just have a random loadout. Then
Mhm.
you have other players, which are your PMCs. And there's two ways to get like better loot: is either by looting buildings or by killing somebody and taking their loot. Now,
Mhm.
the part that gets intense on it and why it's so suspenseful is if you die, whatever you have that you took in from your stash to like create your loadout, you lose. Like it's gone,
Oh, okay.
you know?
Right. Right.
But let's say you kill like two or three people, you take their loot, and then you extract out, you get all of that loot.
Oh,
And
okay.
so if you die like 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row, you're gonna have to go in with a pistol and a
Yeah.
dream and just hope you get something good. You know what I mean? So it's
Right. Right.
that dynamic where each life like holds value, or each play holds value, which is really fun to kind of get into that. And it also has like a bunch of you have hydration, you have energy. You get shot in the arm enough times, it'll break your arm, and you can't
Oh,
like
wow.
repair it. So you have to like your aim will be all off. Or if you get shot in the leg and your leg breaks, you'll physically have to like limp through the map unless you have like a
Wow.
splint. There's like different
So
healing
it's pretty
items.
realistic.
It's the most realistic game that's out there right now. And like in order to build a weapon, you have to put all of like the attachments and mods onto it. You have to
Right.
get the
Right.
barrel, you have to get everything. And so it's super in depth, and for those that can invest their time into it a little bit, it's totally worth it.
Yeah. Cool.
It's
Yeah. I'm gonna have to take a look at it.
dude, it's a lot of
um,
fun.
I might start watching some more Tarkov
Oh,
streams.
I definitely would. Or just like even like YouTube, just like the
Mhm.
beginner basics or like Tarkov review to get a better understanding of it. Because I'm probably not the best person to describe it, but it's definitely very addictive in the nature that you want to keep acquiring better, like more stuff. There's like an ecosystem inside of it where you can like sell your items, and then there's like a kind of like how Diablo had, how there's like a player
Yeah.
exchange,
Hmm.
like a grand exchange. That's like a RuneScape reference. Probably
Yeah.
nobody knows
On
that one.
Diablo, they also had a hardcore mode. It
Okay.
kind of reminds me of that. So like if you start out level 0 or 1 or whatever, and
Yeah.
you progress through the game, you can get up to like I forget what the max level was, but you get all your stuff, and if you die, you lose
Mhm.
everything. You got to start back over again.
Oh,
So
that's
it's kind
rough.
of yeah.
Were there like players that you would go up against, or was that kind of all like bosses and things like that?
Yeah, they they do have a they did have a PvP on there,
Okay.
but you have to like load into the same game and find each other and kill each other. But um, it was called like the arena or something like that.
But it was separate from like
Yeah,
the base
from the
game.
actual game. Yeah,
Okay. But dude, Diablo went crazy like in depth with it, didn't it? Not the
yeah,
PvP, but
pretty much.
just like the items that you could get because they would have like certain multipliers and rarities.
Yeah, like you can, like they had like these runes,
Hmm.
like these runes. If you combine different runes, it would give like say a sword uh, different powers. Like they would add like freeze damage or something, or poison damage to a sword if you
Yeah.
like add certain runes or gems inside of them and stuff like that. So it got pretty crazy. People was actually selling their items online for like lots of money.
Yeah, like real money, right?
Yeah, real money. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and
Yeah.
that's where that whole like ecosystem kind of came and crumbled because somebody found a way to like just make unlimited
Yeah.
money, and then it screwed
Right.
the whole system. They ended up making
Yeah.
like I think $100,000 or something like that in a matter of
Yeah.
like hours before they shut it down. But that's crazy. Yeah, I remember one of my buddies was like really into it, and then there's like some weird things that you could do like with in-game items to like get like crazy multipliers. That like you
Mhm.
could like kill bosses like that, and it
Yeah.
just
They had different sets too, different setted
yeah.
items. If you get like all of the names were like the same. Like if you got the matching helmet, vest, and
Oh, you got like
like
another
boots or something like
multiplier.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that game never really ended. I think it was just like give
People
you
still play it.
it would
They
give you
stream it
better
on Twitch.
multipliers, right?
Yeah.
Like you would do the run through, and then you'd have to do the run through again, and it would get harder the next time, and then the next time, and the next time, right?
Who wants to see? Yeah.
Dad, your remote doesn't have
Okay, go tell mom. What's it doing?
batteries in here.
Jesus.
It's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
I think she needs batteries, man. But yeah, no, that game I found it intriguing. I just never personally got into it, you know. And I know a lot of people that did. What was the biggest draw for you, kind of playing it?
Probably the items and looting and stuff like that. It was just so much fun trying to get the best items in the game. Kind of like Call of Duty. You know, looting system is to me is fun. Like just trying to find the best items in the game. You know, you like land on a gold pally or something. You're like, let's go.
Your heart races a little bit. You're like, ooh, here we go.
I'm set.
Exactly, man. No, that's cool. So you've been playing Call of Duty for a while now. Since you said you stopped playing since Black Ops 2, right? Or
I don't remember what year it was. I think it was like 2011 or 12 when Black Ops 2 was out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then
those were the days, man, weren't they? Oh,
yeah. There was a long time. Even before that, I think Modern Warfare was the last one that I was. Modern Warfare 2 was the last one that I was actually really, really into before Black Ops 2.
Okay.
There was a long point in my life where like I didn't really play any video games. I was more into like going to the bars and partying and all that stuff.
Yeah, different scenes. I mean, that was what 10 years ago, so you were probably like early 20s, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 3 kids now. I just
don't have the time. Don't have the energy.
Yeah.
So you have 3 kids then?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. How old are they, if you don't mind me asking?
8, 6, and my youngest has turned 3 last.
You are like full on dad, bro.
Yeah.
That's cool. But it seems like you've got your own kind of man cave. Literally above your left shoulder it says man cave, so that's kind of great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I actually at first when I first made this room, I was gonna have a little man cave, but then I wanted it to be more of like more of my like streaming / office area. It's like I don't do anything in here other than stream. In game. Yeah.
For sure, man. Is that a TV behind you? That's
it is. That's what I started playing Call of Duty on.
Oh, really? Dude, isn't it so different going from like that big of a TV to like a monitor?
Yeah, well, I actually haven't played on a monitor yet, so I can't know. I don't know.
Oh, you've only played it from that TV so far?
No, I got a 32-inch right here next to my monitor that I'm talking to you on.
Oh, okay.
But that right there that I showed you, that 25-inch, that's my first purchase of a gaming monitor. And when I get my PS4 and my PC and all that stuff, once I get all my items together, then I'm gonna put it all together, and then that's when I'll play on a monitor for the first time.
Yeah, man, that'll be cool. But was it a big difference though, coming from that looks like a 60-inch TV?
65, yeah.
Yeah, going from a 65 to a 32, that's practically like cutting it in half.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, like it's crazy how much more you can see and how much more information you can kind of take in,
Yeah.
right?
You have to turn your whole head to look at the corner of the TVs.
Exactly, man. It's a lot easier to center as well. Like you were kind of talking about the golden pally, like I love sniping. Sniping's my biggest thing. And the
Mm,
smaller my screen is, the easier it is for me to center onto somebody. That kind of
right.
makes sense before I zoom
Mm,
in. So then like the reticle's already kind of on them. That's how you kind
yeah.
of like the basis of quick scoping. But God, how long has it been? It's been probably 6 years since I last gamed on a TV.
Wow.
I've been playing on the monitor ever since, man. And I refuse to ever go back from playing video
Right.
games
Right.
unless I'm playing like a single player game where it's like a story mode. Then
Yeah. Well,
sitting
it
on
don't
the
really matter.
couch and chilling is nice. But
Like Thriller Thursdays.
oh god, dude, I play that here. Dude. I think I'm the worst person to play, or the best person, depends on how you look at it, to play scary games, man. I'm
Right.
uh, I'm
That looks
bad,
fun.
dude. Yeah, I was. Did you come in for the first time in what was it, Resident Evil, or did you tune in a little bit for the
You were
Outlast
playing
stuff?
Outlast. Yeah, you
So
were
you
playing
tuned in on the
Outlast.
Outlast.
Yeah.
That game was scary, but then I started playing this Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. It's a whole nother level of scary, dude. Like we
Yeah.
we upped it.
Yeah.
I thought the
That was
fact
crazy.
I thought the fact that I could like fight back and have a gun would like make me like would make it easier. Nope, it just makes it way more intense.
Yeah. That was crazy. She had I think it was a screwdriver or a knife. She stabbed it through your hand, stuck
Yeah,
it to the wall.
and then she chopped it off with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was like,
what
oh
the
my god.
hell?
Oh man,
I
that's
don't
intense.
I don't understand it yet because I have like full use of that hand now, and I don't know why because they like literally stapled it back on. But
Right.
we'll have to see next week. But
Yeah.
what kind of games other than like Call of Duty then are you kind of playing now? Or I know you're interested in playing Diablo, but are there any genre games that you are kind of into?
No, not really. Mainly just first person shooters. I before before Black Ops 4,
Uh huh.
I was playing PUBG
Okay.
and
On Xbox?
yeah, on Xbox.
Nice, man. I played that a lot
So
too.
that's what kind of got me into the battle royale scene.
Okay.
I was never into the H1Z1. I didn't even know about H1Z1 until
Well, after the
not
fact.
too long ago. Actually, probably about 4 or 5 months ago.
Really?
And
Okay.
then yeah,
That's where like the like Doctor Disrespect came out, like Summage,
yeah,
like all those guys.
right, yeah. Wish I got into it back then.
Dude, okay, I was just thinking about that the other day. I'm like, if I would have just converted over to like mouse and keyboard and played in like 2010 when streaming was just now like
Right,
becoming a thing, dude, we would be like totally different, you know?
right.
Totally different. You can't live in the past, but it would have been nice to see what you could have achieved if you got in at the right time, you know?
Hmm.
And like
Yeah, for sure.
I'm playing Tarkov right now, and I can feel the game getting more comfortable, like with just the mouse and keyboard. The more that I play
Right.
it, and so like playing it for like I can imagine like 6 months, I'm gonna feel really fluid with it, you know. Let
I could
alone ten
imagine playing
years.
a first person shooter on a mouse and keyboard. I feel like that would just be weird.
It's weird. It's definitely weird at first, like so weird. But you start to get the hang of it. Like your WASD, obviously you move around, you know what I mean? And
Right.
then you just have to kind of calibrate in your settings for your mouse. Then just time. The more time you
Yeah.
play, the more fluid it kind of becomes and you don't think about it nearly. But that's just me. For me, I don't know if I can up right here, but yeah, you can kind of see my mouse.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I've got, let me pull it up. I've got 12 macro keys on the side, like where my thumb is,
Hmm.
and I'll legitimately like use the majority of those because like I'm not good with my dexterity, with like popping like my index finger over to the T to like
Right.
do certain things or to toggle certain things. So I'll macro a lot of it onto there. And that helps me personally because I'm more of a button guy, you know, like having it
Hmm.
all within like my thumb range. That was a motion, but but no, it's definitely it's a weird to get used to, but I think anybody can get used to it. You know? Especially if you played a lot of like Call of Duty, you know how movement works. So you just have to kind of
lifelong
adapt.
gamer.
Exactly, man. Did you so you kind of got when did you get into PC gaming like Diablo like what?
Yeah, it was just Diablo 2 basically. That's basically the only PC game that I've played.
Okay,
And then there's a lot of fun looking games that I've seen people play that I can't really name right off the top of my head, but
sure.
um
What made you
I'm
get
mostly
into
just
Diablo 2? Was it like a
my
buddy
cousin,
or yeah,
yeah, my cousin was playing it and he was like, "Hey, you should get this." And I was like, he actually bought it for me. I was like, "I don't got money to buy that, you know. I don't even got a computer." I actually went over to my friend's house and used his laptop to play it.
yeah.
My
That's awesome.
cousin bought the game for me.
And you didn't even have a computer. That's priceless, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So you played it, then you just started. Did you get hooked like the first time you played it, or did it take you a little bit?
yeah, pretty much. There's yeah, because I watched him play it and stuff, and then like we would load into like a custom game, and like he would give me items to get me started out with and stuff. Like instead of running around looking for stuff, popping
Sure.
open chests and all that stuff, he would give me like some elite items to get me started. So
Yeah.
it was kind of fun from the start.
Yeah. Almost like you had a little cheat code, you know,
Yeah,
starting
pretty
out just
much.
wrecking people.
I'm really hoping they do something similar with the new one. It'd be
Yeah.
pretty
When does
cool.
that come out? Do you know?
They don't have a release date. They on I think it's Blizzard on their website. I read that they plan on releasing it on PS4, Xbox, and PC. So that tells me it's going to be sometime this year because late this year the
Five's
PS5
coming out. Yeah.
and the new Xbox will be out. So
Huh. Dude,
it'll be
there's gonna be a lot of hype around that because there's some diehard like Diablo fans that,
yeah,
like you said, even to this day play like the second one, even though there's a third one out. You know.
yeah. They're streaming on Twitch. I watched a couple people play Diablo 2 on the graphics. Terrible.
All right. But it's just that love for the game, that love for the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
And I can imagine like putting so many hours into it, you don't want to like
Mhm.
go to another one. I can respect that. But that's what's kind of nice, and it's a double-edged sword with Call of Duty. They come out with one every single year, you know?
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because I feel like they could have done a lot of they had a lot of potential to do things different with Blackout, you know?
Mhm.
But then it got real stale. Like Vonderhaar promised, I think it was like 3 years worth of content for Blackout, and we
Mhm.
didn't even get one. You know,
Right.
which is understandable because they're now working on the 2021 uh,
Black Ops
title
2.0.
or 2020. Yeah, they're working
Or,
exactly.
yeah, Blackout 2.0. That's what I've been calling it. I'm
I'm
actually looking more forward to that than I am a MW battle royale if we get one.
Dude, I'm just looking for any battle royale that I can like sink my teeth into, like that has
Right.
Call of Duty attached to it. But like I'm just Modern Warfare is not the game for me. Not a huge fan of it. You know, I
Yeah, me
like the
neither.
2v2, but other than that, then doesn't um, paint my palette, if you will.
Right.
But if they come out with a battle royale, I would love like the movement, the mechanics, everything like that. I think would go great with a battle royale. Like a
Hmm.
time, like shorter time to kill, things like that. I'm totally cool with. But just in like multiplayer with respawns and things like that, it just gets too hectic, and the skill gap definitely gets closed. You know.
Right. Right.
Yeah. But apart from Diablo 4, what are you kind of excited for or excited about for this upcoming year, man? Anything you're kind of like striving for?
Man, I really just want to grow my community, meet more great people. Man, I've met so many great people. Uh, being in people's streams and people coming into my streams, and
Yeah.
I never would have thought like in a million years that you can meet somebody from Norway or
Right. A
you
different
know what I
country.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and them come in and talk to you every day as soon as you get on and ask you how your day is and all that stuff. That's kind of what keeps me going,
Yeah.
just the community aspect.
100%. And like also that they actually care. You know,
Right,
they
right.
care how your day is. They're not trying to use you for anything. They just want to know like how you're doing, you know, because you care
Hmm.
about them and you want to know how they're doing as well. And so it's reciprocated, and
Yeah.
very it's very unique in the way that like we live in a day and age where we can create legitimate communities, whereas before the only community you'd really be able to envelop yourself in was the community that was you were surrounded by,
Hmm.
wherever you lived. Now we have such a
Right.
reach that we can kind of create our own communities, and there's a place for everybody,
Yeah.
and
100%.
I love that aspect. Absolutely. So the biggest thing for you then in streaming is your community.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
respect
And
that.
thing I'm looking forward to the most in 2020 is just growing that community.
Yeah,
Making more friends and all that good stuff.
exactly. Exactly. And one thing that I've pondered recently is like relationships between real life relationships and virtual relationships, because that's what they are. They're virtual
Hmm.
relationships over the internet. I've come to realize that I have more in common and I associate myself way more with my virtual friends than I do with my real life like friends or people that I know around me. So I
Hmm.
almost feel closer inside of the internet than I do
Right.
in the real world, if that makes sense. I know it probably
Yeah.
sounds
Same
weird.
here.
And I'm a very outgoing guy. Like I can talk to a lot of like I can talk to anybody. I can build relationships, but it's you don't necessarily have things in common with those people.
Right.
You can have a
Right.
great conversation, but doesn't mean that they're going to be your best man at your wedding.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
literally talk to my community more than I do either my family or my in real life friends.
right.
you
Exactly.
know.
Yeah. No,
So.
it's kind of crazy. But dude, I'm seeing you rocking a Tennessee Volunteers shirt. What's all that about?
Oh yeah. My see.
You're
So,
what?
my son, my 8-year-old son,
Uh
lives
huh.
with his mother in Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in Tennessee often, and just a shirt I picked up at Walmart, I think it was.
I got you. I had a full ride to Tennessee to
Oh,
swim.
really?
So yeah. That's
Nice.
like I took the recruiting trip out there and everything. Beautiful campus. Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely loved
it's a
it.
beautiful state. I'm actually thinking about moving.
Moving down there.
Um, yeah, yeah.
Where do you
I'm
live
in
currently?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm about 6 hours away from him, so it's kind of tough, And like I said, I don't really ever see my friends or family much anymore.
Yeah. So what's
So
holding you here, right?
yeah, so I'd really like to be around him, um, 30 minutes or even an hour away from,
Yeah. So you can see him on
so I
like
can
the
see him.
weekends or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm sure he'd love to see you as well.
Hmm.
I grew up without like my father really present, and I know what it like how much it would mean. You know what I mean to do
Right,
that. So
right.
that's awesome that you want to do that, man. But dude, I'm so ready for another battle royale. Are you kind of getting stale with Blackout? Or are you?
Yeah, like I played it, what was Friday night or something after work. I was on for a few hours, so just playing solos. All my friends was in squads already, so I was just running solos. And after about 3 or 4 hours, I'm just like, and I'm tired of this right now. I really don't even want to play it.
Right?
I
You're
don't
just
want.
kind
I
of
don't want to stop
grinding.
streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, man, all right.
Have you thought about
Come
playing different
on.
games? Like even now?
I bought Grand Theft Auto 5 a few weeks ago, and I
Okay.
played that for a few hours one day. This is not something that I can grind out for long hours.
Yeah, and I'm sure your
Um,
audience probably isn't used to it, so you're not pulling like what
right.
you normally do.
Yeah, I had like one or two viewers the whole time,
Yeah.
and people just stopping by and like, "Oh, you bought a new game? All right, see you later."
Yeah,
Pretty
right.
much.
That's kind of how it goes. What I've
Yeah.
found to kind of go into that a little bit, like, because I have a couple thoughts on branching out to different games, because I personally am in the process of doing it. Because Blackout has gotten to be so stale, um, I need to just kind of have another creative outlet.
Hmm.
Uh, I've put a lot of thought into it, and my philosophy is like if you're gonna branch out into a game, branch out into the same genre but a different game. So
Yeah.
like I'm kind of doing Escape from Tarkov, so I'm doing a little bit more of that. but it's still a first-person shooter. It still has a
Right.
lot of those mechanics that Call of Duty has. So it's something that's like-minded that people that are in your community that watch you for Call of Duty can still wrap their heads around, you know?
Right.
Whereas if I
That's why I
played,
said I would probably be interested into playing that because I can't play Apex and I can't play Fork Knife.
Fork Knife. I love
So-
it. Yeah, no, dude, this whole podcast is actually based around me trying to convert you to becoming a Tarkov player. I'm actually getting this is actually a sponsored video or a sponsored podcast from Escape from Tarkov. Thank you, Escape from Tarkov, for sponsoring this pod. I wish, dude. I wish so much. Oh, I would love it. But dude, I can't praise Tarkov enough. It's not for everybody, obviously, but it's definitely entertaining. If you want to, and it's great too from a streaming aspect because you get to take things a little slower. While you're in the game,
you can communicate with the community a lot more.
Exactly. While you're in the game, you don't really talk to the community because you have to be on it, obviously. But then, like, there's so much time spent like reorganizing your stash that you talk to the community, or it takes like sometimes upwards of 10 minutes to get into a game. You can talk to your community. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of that time where you can engage your community. Yeah, man. But see, you're a football fan.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What's up? What's the story with the Bud Light? The name you legitimately have Bud Light with the Super Bowl right behind you. I wanna know a little bit about that.
I'm a big beer drinker and football fan.
What's your beer of choice?
Bud Light. Bud Light and Coronas.
Oh, you're a Corona man? Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a mini fridge right here underneath my desk, so I don't have to get up to get
it's just stocked.
Get a new beer.
It's stocked all the time.
It's stocked full of Bud Light and Coronas.
That's awesome. Are you a lime guy with your Coronas, or do you just drink them straight? Okay.
Yeah, lime and salt. Yeah, I can drink them salt. I just like the taste of the lime a little bit better. Yeah,
for sure. So how'd that kind of come to be? Because like to take on the persona of Bud Light for your gamer tag, you either got to really love beer, or there's got to be a story there.
Yeah, actually, my gamer tag's not Bud Light anymore. My name on my Discord is still Bud Light. My gamer tag's Santa Cruz Gaming.
Jesus Christ, man! Come on! I gotta change it now. All right. So you did change it fully to Santa Cruz Gaming.
Yeah, I actually got an email from the people at Anheuser-Busch, believe it or not, telling me that I'm not allowed to tag Bud Light because I am streaming it, and I got Bud Light in the background. It's their brand, and I'm not allowed to use it because I'm potentially earning money off of their brand.
Oh my god!
So yeah, yeah. So I had to change it from Bud Light.
So it's not that it wasn't voluntary; it was you legitimately were forced to change.
Yeah.
Dang. So what made you choose Santa Cruz Gaming then, or Santa Cruz?
Well, Santa Cruz is my last name, and I'm sure you know who Bobby Poff is. His Bobby Poff Gaming. I'm not very creative, so I was just like, I was thinking.
Like a couple pieces, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, Santa Cruz Gaming. Screw it.
Yeah, no, I mean it's cool, man. It's got kind of a flow to it, so
definitely. Everybody asked me if I'm from Santa Cruz, California.
Right, I was gonna say it definitely has like a California vibe to it. I mean, but
or skateboards. If I'm a skateboarder, they ask me if I'm a skateboarder.
Yeah, dude, you should just roll with it. Just be like, yeah, man, totally, and then just find somebody that kind of looks like you.
Yeah, my sponsor. What are you talking about?
Right, exactly. What was that? The shoe company, Etnies. Do you remember Etnies?
Yes, I do.
God, I used to rock those when I was a kid. They were like the fluffiest shoe I think I've ever seen. Do you know what I mean? They just like
I never had them, but yeah, they big fluffy.
Oh my goodness, they were so bad. I think it was like the emblem was
the
like
tongue on them was like this thick.
Yeah, exactly. It was that thing. Like you would tie the shoe and the tongue would go boink.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. Did you ever kind of get into skating, or what was your childhood kind of growing up like?
Man, I was always if I was in the house, I was playing video games.
Sure. Were your parents kind of cool with you playing video games? Didn't really?
Yeah, pretty much. My dad,
regulate it?
Growing up, he kind of wanted us to go outside and do, activities, stay active, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's why my metabolism is so high nowadays. Like I can drink 18 beers a day and never gain any weight. Eat as much as I want, never gain any weight because I was always busy riding my bike, rollerblading after school until the street lights came on. Then I came home, did homework, and bathed and played games until it was bedtime.
I hate you, dude. I look at a beer and I gain 2 pounds. Like
Mhm.
I think a lot of it has to do with genetics too, because I was a competitive like year-round swimmer since the age of 5, you
Mhm.
know, and I got like the metabolism of like Shamu. But
Yeah, when I was in high school, I wrestled and I wrestled 130, and I'm only probably like I graduated in 06,
okay,
and I'm probably like 155, 160 right now. So
okay, nice. How tall are you?
uh 5'9", I
Okay,
think.
gotcha, dude. I'm like 225 right now, but I'm 6'7", so
Right.
there's enough there's
Super
enough
tall.
there's enough height there to distribute
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But I also have a decent amount of like muscle mass that I've kind of amassed through. Funny, actually, push-ups have been like my shoulders and like everything have gotten a lot bigger recently.
Yeah.
From
I need to get my butt back in the gym. This streaming stuff is kind of taking up all my extra time pretty
It's
much. But
hard though, isn't it? Like once
yeah,
you get into like this kind of routine of streaming and grinding and you're really trying to get after it, it's hard to stay active.
yeah.
You know, and I think that's
I
what a
still
lot of
pay
people
for a gym
streamers do.
membership.
You
I
do?
still pay for a gym membership. I
Just haven't
haven't been in
gone.
like a year and a half or something.
Damn, that's how they get you though, man.
I know it.
That's how they
Yeah,
snag you. You know, like you sign up at New Year's and then you never really
yeah.
use it except for maybe like 5 or 6 times.
$75 a month. They're
You're
getting
paying
me.
$75 a month?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I go to LA Fitness.
You're paying 75? Is it like a family plan?
Yeah, yeah. I got me and my girlfriend on there. Plus, they have a daycare, so they watch our kids while we work out. So
Gotcha.
it's like an extra like $15 per kid or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's usually I think only $30 a month, but I
Yeah.
got all the extras. So
Yeah. You got the premium package, man. And
yeah,
you're paying for it.
yeah,
Oh
the
man.
family plan.
Yeah, that's rough. So, apart from streaming, what does your kind of day to day life look like for you? Like, what do you do for work? Just so like viewers can kind of
I'm
understand.
I'm a auto body technician, or not auto body, automotive painter. I paint
Okay.
cars for collision repair center. So
Okay. Nice.
do that eight to five. I come home, shower, eat dinner, try to jump on stream from probably about 7 or so, 7 to midnight most times when I do get on.
Okay.
And then I try to get in as many hours on the weekend as I can.
For sure. How often do you stream?
Um, During the weekdays, it's probably three to 4 days a week. I try to
Okay.
take some time off and spend with the kids and the
For sure.
girlfriend. Um, and then on Saturdays and Sundays, I'll wake up as early as I can. Sometimes even like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'll stream until everybody wakes up, like noonish or 1, and then I'll take a few hours off and then get back on when they go to bed at like 8, 9 o'clock or something. Then I'll stream until I want to go to sleep.
Yeah. So it's not just like
So
you're playing video games, just like whenever you actually are scheduling time to coordinate it with your lifestyle.
yeah, yeah. And then my girlfriend now, um, she's trying to get into it. I'm trying to get her into it, just because like I talked to you through DMs a while back when I first started trying to schedule, and me and her, had our little issue where
Sure.
she was looking at it as I'm just playing games with the boys. I'm neglecting the family, not doing this. And we went through our thing, and I told her, I was like, look, why don't you just get on and play? You'll understand. You kind of build your own community.
Hope you cut out there a little bit. What you say? You build your own community.
Yeah, build your own community. People come in and say hello. Take time out of their day to spend time with you. I was like, it really is kind of like a stress reliever. I was like, if you do it, you'll understand. And she's like, well, I don't know. I never played video. She's never played any video games ever.
Yeah.
and so she's learning now. She's actually really liking it. She's streamed on my channel several times already, and she gets more viewers than me.
How it goes, man. How it goes.
Slaying bots in the custom game on recruit.
She's
on
easier.
recruit.
She's easier to look at. We'll say.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But
I will give
no,
it
it's
to her.
awesome.
She's learning really fast. Like
Yeah.
when she first started playing, I got the difficulties on recruit.
Sure.
So they're actually really body.
So they're potatoes.
And
Yeah.
yeah, well, she went from getting like 3 to 5 kills in a 10-minute game, and now she's getting 30 kills before the game even ends.
Yeah.
30
So she's getting more
minutes.
comfortable with it for sure.
Yeah. The movement and everything's getting better. So yeah, for sure.
How does that make you feel though, that she's now more open to kind of seeing what you do? I think that's a huge part of like a healthy relationship, is at least trying to understand, of what the other side is.
I love it. I come home from work and she's sitting on the couch on her Twitch app watching Queen Shadows or Perfect OP and stuff. You know what I mean? Like she's actually liking watching streamers now, just like I did when I first started.
Yeah. Does she kind of understand what you're talking about now then, and with like the community aspect? And
yeah, she does. She understands. One of my biggest supporters, his name is Black Mamba 9591.
Yeah, I know Black Mamba. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great dude. And the other day I was playing and he dropped $100 donation, and it blew her mind. She was like, "What?" Like, you know what I mean? I said, "See what I'm telling you?" I was like, these people literally care. Like, it's not, they just don't just come in here and say hi, bye. Like, there's people out there that really care for you as a person,
Yeah. It goes beyond just entertainment, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
It's not just watching a TV show, which is what a lot of people liken it to, which in a lot of ways it is. But it's a TV show where you can actually build a bond and have a line of communication to like your favorite actor, if you will. Which has never been done before, except for maybe like radio, like the Howard Stern, you can call in, but like very rarely will you actually get on the show. You can hop in and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" And you get to like actually have a conversation right then and there live. So
and there's kind of a sense of like when a big streamer like answers your question or something like that, or says hi when you say hi. It's almost like a sense of you're talking to a celebrity almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I've had a couple people like reach out to me about that, like how, or like I'll do like supporter Saturdays, for example, and we'll play some games with just people that I talk to in chat regularly, and then there'll be like a person that comes in that I haven't played with, but has been like watching me for a couple weeks and has just now gotten enough time to be able to play on a Saturday or whatnot, and they'll come in and be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm playing with Slevtek." I'm like, "Dude, stop." Like, I'm just a dude, you know what I mean? I'm just a dude, like, disguised. I'm just a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude, That's a Tropic Thunder reference. But no, like, I'm legitimately just like a guy that's playing video games that is building a community, But there is a sense of celebrity that kind of comes attached to somebody that you watch every single day, that you almost kind of have like this mythicism towards, and then to be able to like talk live or like play with them live is a unique experience, I can imagine.
Yeah, it is. I remember the first time I played with Spiros on supporter Saturday, I think he does.
Yeah.
A while back, and that was before I even started streaming or anything. And I was just, that's how I felt. I felt like I was playing with a celebrity.
Yeah. Well, he kind of has a celebrity-esque to him now with how big he's gotten. So I can definitely see that. But what made you get into streaming personally? Like, what was the driver for that?
Really, it was like I said, watching Spiros and Simsy play together, and then my guy Flux. Flux is a little bit smaller streamer than
he's blowing up right now, though.
Yeah, he is, and the Flux fam is my fam. They're all super great, and I was like, well, maybe if I'm going to play the game anyway, stream it,
Yeah.
And maybe some of these guys would come in and talk to me like we do for Flux, you know.
Sure.
So that's pretty much what got me into it, was doing that. I'm gonna play anyways. I might as well.
But you were already enveloped inside of Flux's community, I would say then, right?
Yeah.
And so
much.
did those people that you kind of told like, hey guys, like I'm kind of streaming or whatnot, did they kind of come in and like support you a little bit? Is that how you kind of got your first base?
Yep. Pretty much everybody that goes into Flux's chat is, you know, pops in mine. Not as much as his, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm nowhere on the level of gameplay as
well,
Flux
it's not even the
is.
gameplay that people stay for. It's the relationship that they've built, you know, and they've invested so much time into him, you know what I mean? That like, it's like, for me, I never try to take away anybody else's viewership. You know, they've built their own relationships with them, you know, and like if they want to
stop by and say hi.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. But it's never with the intent of like taking away from something, you know?
Yeah.
So, dude, that's
How long have
cool.
you been streaming?
Jesus. I started my first ever stream when I was 18 in Puerto Rico because I was lonely, and I was playing League of Legends. Have you heard of that game?
Yeah, my cousin still plays that game.
Yeah, I was playing League of Legends with my buddy from high school. Like, it was a way for me and him to stay in contact with each other. Yeah. And then there's a guy that we were playing with that was streaming, and he got like I didn't understand the concept of streaming at that point because it wasn't around really that big. And so I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm playing video games, but I'm live streaming. I was like, you're live streaming to who? And he's like, just people will come into my stream and watch me play. And I was like, but you suck. And, and he's like, shut up. And I was like, okay. I was joking with him, obviously. You know, I've always been kind of a jokester. And then he got like a $10 donation. And I was like, what the hell? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And I was like, not to diss the guy at all, but I was like, I'm better at the game than him, and I'm funnier than him. I was like, if he's making money, I could make money. Like, I could potentially see how this goes, you know. And then I started to. I mean, I streamed to like 3-4 people for a while, you know. And then it was a lot of fun. I think I made like over like $100 in like 3 months or 4 months of doing it, but I did it very sporadically. While I was in Puerto Rico, and I lived out there for a year. But after that, I stopped playing video games for close to 2 3 years, because I came back. Well, I got in trouble with the cartel. That's a whole nother story. I had to get out of Puerto Rico, but inside of Puerto Rico, I met some really cool people, and one of my like best friends, even to this day, Aaron. He's in the yachting industry. And so he kind of opened my eyes to the yachting industry, that it was like actually something that you could do as a job. So I went to go work on like private yachts in the Bahamas for, close to a year. Then did some other things. Like I was a ballroom dancer, kind of did a like weird, like not weird stuff, but out of the ordinary stuff that kind of like opportunities kind of came my way, and I would just accept them, you know? And then I started taking streaming a little bit more serious, I'd say last year, but still took like 2-month like breaks here and there if I had a girlfriend or whatnot, and you know how it goes. And just recently, within I'd say the past 7 months, 8 months, I've consistently streamed, haven't taken like a break or anything like that, and just been consistent. So consistent for about 7 months.
Yeah.
So ever since I switched over to Twitch, I used to stream on YouTube for a bit, but I wasn't a huge fan. The notification never went out.
Yeah, I don't like.
yeah, I'm personally not a huge fan of YouTube. I love it for like consuming content, you know, like watching videos and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But the streaming, as of right now, my things might change, obviously, but as of right now, it's just not necessarily for me, you know.
Yeah,
but
we've been streaming about the same amount of time.
Yeah,
I started streaming, but it took me about 2.5 months to get affiliated on Twitch.
Okay.
And I've been affiliated now for about, I think, 6 months.
Nice, man.
So yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
No, it's like honestly, people kind of laugh at the affiliate, but that's some work that needs to be done. I don't think people realize from starting from zero to be able to
Mhm.
work up to 3 concurrent viewers and like have like I believe it's what is it, 3 concurrent viewers. You need to have stream on 7 different days and have 50
Yeah,
followers.
50 followers and stream for at least 25 hours, something
Yeah,
like that, out of the month.
exactly. And so like with
Yeah.
that though, like yes, that might not seem like a lot, but there's a lot of people who don't have it,
Yeah.
that do stream. And so there's something to be said for those who have achieved it. Like I'm an affiliate right now. Like the jump between affiliate and partner is so astronomically huge. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah, big time. Yeah.
So
75 concurrent viewers. That's without a host or a raid.
exactly.
Yeah, I had a brain fart for a second, but yeah, that's hard to do.
It's
really hard to
crazy,
do.
right? It's baffling that like I just love how small we are now and how far you can go inside of this.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like
big time.
for me, I hate being complacent. I hate having or feeling that I'm stuck. I always like having an endless ceiling. So like you can always strive for more. Whereas in like standard jobs, I've found that like you get capped out pretty quick, or you have to have like tenure and you have to work 2 years before you're even considered for the job,
Mhm.
And for me, like I just love like working for myself in that way where however much energy you put in is kind of what you get out,
Right, right. That's one thing I need to work on is putting more into it. And I think getting the PC and all this stuff is gonna make everything better because I want to put videos together and put them on YouTube.
Yeah. A lot of it is
Uh,
delegation of time, though. Like for me, I've cut back personally on my gaming amount exponentially. I only stream 4 days a week now, whereas I used to
mhm,
stream 7 days a week. But
right.
I cut back on that so that I could give myself more time to edit videos and do research on videos that are more targeted to like an audience that is searchable. So like I'll get
Mhm,
organic views. There's a lot of behind the scenes of like
right.
research and honestly just learning the programs as well because like Premiere Pro is a beast. I'm tapping into After Effects now, which is animation and things like
Mhm.
that takes it kind of to a whole new level, but that requires some big brain computing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to do. I want to get into making nails, uh,
Thumbnails, yeah, Photoshop.
sub badges, and you know, there's a lot
Yeah,
of stuff I want to start doing. In the future.
yeah. No, I'm excited for you, and a lot of what just kind of talking to you for about an hour, I've realized that like everything that you kind of do is for your community,
Mhm.
and like those sub batches, those like thumbnails and things like that, it's providing even more value to your audience, which is very refreshing to see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
but dude, man, thanks for coming on the podcast. It's been about an hour, so I think it's a great time to kind of wrap up.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely loved having you on and kind of hearing your story. I'm excited to see you get your setup actually completed and
Yeah, I
see
can't wait.
what it all looks like, man. It's gonna be a lot of
Cool.
fun. But
Yep,
ladies and
absolutely,
gentlemen,
man.
boys and girls, that has been another episode of Slevtek's Roundtable. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you've gotten to this point in the podcast, whether it is on YouTube in the actual like visual experience, or if you are listening to this on the audio experience, the link in the description of not Bud Light, but Santa Cruz Gaming, I'm going to make sure that I update all of that, will be down in the description below. Make sure you go check him out. He streams over on Twitch, but I'm going to link everything else as well for you guys. Make sure to go show this man some love. Definitely making moves. He's getting his setup all situated, and he's going to be up and running probably within the next week. So I'm excited to see what happens. But guys, that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Have a good one.
See ya.